If you're too busy to get through this entire video, I'm just gonna list a bunch of topics within this show, and this can help you decide if this show is for you. This list is in no particular order. Random things in this show that you might like. Gundams, obviously by the name of the show. Space fights, so a lot of laser beams, generational trauma, fake engagement that may or may not lead to actual romance, selfish parents, high school shenanigans, economic disparity between groups of people, this goat, which is hilarious, romance and small intimacies between characters, death or near-death experiences, socially awkward protagonists that is endearing, manipulation, teenagers doing company stuff, business plans, marketing, advertising, testing a product, politics, character growth, all while teenagers are being teenagers and figuring out who the hell they are and what they stand for in the political landscape around them. If that's enough to convince the show is for you, click out of here and start watching. Otherwise, stick around for a more well-rounded description of the show. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, a show that had me screaming at my screen from the extreme turn of events in one scene and then smiling at the sweetness of its main protagonist Suletta in the next scene. This show will have you in a chokehold for caring about its main characters' well-being whenever anything terrible happens, and I think the memorable character designs combined with their well-written characteristic as individuals is what pushes you as an audience member to care so damn much about them. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury is the first ever Gundam series I've watched to completion. I've tried watching Iron-Blooded Orphans with my brother in the past, but we both just got lazy and never ended up continuing to watch the show. Anyways, Witch from Mercury came out and my brother got me to watch a series with him. This won't have any spoilers, I just want to recommend a great anime series that I enjoy despite the fact I have zero knowledge of Gundam. I've watched mecha anime before like Code Geass and Neon Genesis Evangelion, but this isn't a genre I usually watch or seek out without a recommendation from others. I'm really glad my brother convinced me to watch this show because boy, does it get interesting. According to myanimelist.net, Witch from Mercury is a mecha genre anime with one prologue special episode and 2 full seasons that are 24 episodes total, split off into 12 episodes per season. The first season aired from October 2nd, 2022 to January 8th, 2023 on Sundays at 5 p.m. JST, and the second season aired from April 9th, 2023 to July 2nd, 2023 at the same time on Sundays as the first season. Witch from Mercury begins with an extremely solid special prologue episode that has you floored by the end of it. Let's just say it's a type of episode that leaves you with a really good gut punch that has you rushing onto the next episode to find out more. If you watch this series, do not miss out on the prologue episode, which is separate from the 12 episodes of season 1, okay? Missing the prologue will cause you to miss crucial information of this series, so do not miss out on the prologue. So the correct watch order for this show is the special prologue episode, season 1, and then season 2, which are 12 episodes each. Now, I'm not going to give away any spoilers past the first episode of season 1, so if you want to go in completely blind without any idea about what happens in episode 1, stop watching here. The show follows Suletta, who is a teenage girl that, you guessed it, is from the planet Mercury and transfers into this super well-known school that is called, I'm gonna be butchering this, Astacasia. Dear God, I don't know if I pronounced that right. School of Technology. She wants to study here and bring back what she learns at this school to Mercury, where she comes from, and help the planet become more prosperous. When she's heading to this school in her mobile suit, she stops a girl in the middle of space, thinking she needed help or was stranded. In reality, the girl was trying to escape the school, and Suletta ruined her plan. This girl escaping is named Miorine, and she will be important for later on in the first episode. Now, this takes place in the Gundam universe, and other more hardcore fans might say you need to understand the whole Gundam universe to watch this show, but I'm gonna be honest here, you can watch this show without any previous knowledge of Gundam, because I have not watched any Gundam series before this, and I didn't have too much trouble as I watched. I don't think you need previous Gundam knowledge to enjoy the show. All you really need to understand is that the Gundams, or what they refer to as Gundarm in this show, are military mobile suit mechas that are controversial in this series because they're known for injuring the pilots that operate them. There are other types of mobile suits that are not called Gundams, which are approved by the corporations that control what military mobile suits are usable in space. Gundams usually have a pointed V-shaped antenna thingies, which can help you tell them apart from other mobile suits that aren't Gundams, which are, I guess, are just called regular mobile suits. Gundarm, which are Gundams, have been banned from use. And Suletta, our main protagonist, after being caught up in a duel with Guel is accused of operating a Gundam. And if you're asking how the hell Suletta got wrapped up in a duel, well, basically all important matters are settled through duels at this space tech school. Without Miorine's own permission, Guel has decided to duel for her hand in marriage. Apparently, Miorine's father intended for her to be engaged to Guel and has allowed this duel to happen. Suletta disagreed with Guel, trying to force Miorine, his self-proclaimed fiancé, to move in with him, despite it being clear she wants nothing to do with him and that she doesn't want to do as her father says. He also physically pushes Miorine and gets pissed when she refuses, implying that women shouldn't talk back to their fiancés. So yes, misogyny is another underlying gender discrimination that is exhibited in this show, as something the protagonist Suletta is trying to fight against. Guel is the holder, the school's #1 pilot, which has been decided through duels. Suletta duels Guel for the sweetest reason ever. She wants Guel to apologize for how he treated Miorine and the rude shit he said to her. Super wholesome reasoning. Usually people duel over money, power, or hands in marriage, so a simple apology is like such a sweet reason in comparison. It really shows us the type of person Suletta is. She doesn't want Guel to suffer or get revenge, she just wants him to be accountable and apologize. I don't want to say how the duel ends because I think checking out the show, the twist yourself, is the best way to go. The season 1 finale had my jaw dropping, and there are so many twists and turns in this show that I cannot stress enough how enjoyable it was to watch. The animation is gorgeous, the opening and ending songs are super fucking catchy, and even the side characters gain small amounts of attention that expand on them. I do think certain characters were a lot more flushed out compared to others. I think the most solid character development that we got out of all the characters were Suletta, Miorine, and I know this is super freaking surprising for my description of the first episode, but well, yes, him, the asshole dude in episode 1, actually got compelling character development, and his arc in this show was one of the highlights for me other than Suletta and Miorine's respective character development. Suletta as a protagonist fits into the super socially awkward and stuttering protagonist that is amazing at piloting a mobile suit, like genius level piloting abilities that leave you amazed by her fighting skills in space, which is pretty freaking cool to watch. Miorine, on the other hand, falls into the archetype of the calm and collected one, but who secretly has a soft side to her she rarely shows and brushes off by literally being a tsundere to everyone. So yeah, a tsundere girl and an awkward girl pair, giving us a cute ship dynamic that unfolds throughout the series running. The strongest aspect of this show, other than, you know, watching cool mobile suit fights in space, was primarily the slow burn development between these two girls. The yearning, the hand holding, and just the small intimacy between them had me kicking my legs and giggling, as I do when I fangirl. The only criticism, character-wise, is that I do wish we got to see more on this dude in this show. I can't give anything else away without revealing spoilers, but yeah, besides his character not being as completely flushed out in comparison to the other characters, I think the overall character work on this show is amazing. Like, the fact that I'm interested and invested in these side characters tells me that the writers of the show know what the hell they're doing. I mean, if the show can get me to not hate Guel by the end of it, I think it did a pretty good job in writing its characters. Finally, if you're looking for a show that also has political related issues wrapped into it, in terms of how corporations seem to control law and policies in this series, you can also find something in this show for you if you enjoy anime series that partly dives into politics. The show features the ongoing political tensions between Earthians and Spatians. Specifically, Earthians are discriminated against within the school by Spatians, who all look down upon Earth's people. The economic disparity causes a lot of suffering for Earthians, which is shown through various Earthian characters on the show, such as Choo Choo and Mika. Class privilege is another constant aspect to the show because the students who control the school the most are the sons or daughters of well-influential corporation leaders that are in charge of space laws concerning mobile suit production. Because I'm not knowledgeable in the politics of the Gundam universe as a whole, I can't discuss the implications of a series' use of political issues between various planets, but I thought I'd mention it's another aspect of the show people can enjoy. The only nitpick I could come up with for the show was that if you aren't familiar with corporate situations or company dynamics, or get confused by what corporate group belongs to which kid that is attending the school, and in general if you mix up names or don't understand power plays between corporations or companies, companies, well, I think the show might be hard for you to follow. For me, whenever I got confused, I was lucky enough to have my brother verify who the hell the subtitles were talking about, because I would not remember the names of the different corporations or companies. Like, I would always mix them up. Even now, I'm not sure if they were companies or corporations. Couldn't be me to tell the difference if they were one or the other for this show. I would not be able to tell you. And sometimes we would have to pause to reread if the information went by the screen too quickly for us to follow. Basically, it's a lot of business lingo that if you're not into business or educated in that field, you might be confused. So I just wanted to put that out there. That is one aspect that could be a bit hard to follow, is the various names of the companies within this show, which can get you confused if you do not have that like locked down within your head as to which company belongs to which corresponding highly influential kid in the school. That is something to look out for. In summary, Witch from Mercury is a dramatic series that contains many twists and turns for our protagonist Suletta. And while you're watching, despite everything that might be going wrong, you hope that Suletta somehow makes her way through it all to the happy ending she deserves. In super simplified terms, Witch from Mercury is a combination of girl boss and girl failure into one show with mechas, politics, and a slow burn lesbian couple romance thrown in. That's it. That's the show. And if that sounds appealing to you, well, you'll probably love this show. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!